Hello guys and welcome back to the YouTube channel, and today we are participating in another tournament of Fiji Fight Club, and today I'll bring you guys another Blissey matchup versus single striker Urshifu here. So let's go ahead and take a look to see how good we do, or if we do even bad. So without further ado guys, let's jump into the action. Getting set up and ready to go. I'm not gonna lie, Blissey has been one of the most fun decks that I have played so far. Um, I updated the list. This is not the updated version, but I updated the list in where I'm playing 4 Phantom Wave and 4 Crushing Hammers, and I'm playing it with the Shinshino Mill. Not the Shinshino Mill, but with the Shinshino engine, where I can discard all the energies and then get them back super quick, so that way on my next turn I can deal a good chunk of amount of damage. But this is the healing version of it, so let's go ahead and see how it performs and how we do the things here. Is heads, but let's see who goes first on this round here. This is best of 1. So, oof, look at the hand of my opponent. My opponent has a very interesting hand. He has even VIP pass and 2 Houndours, however you're gonna call it, already there. So he can just easily play the Battle VIP pass and get himself, one more Houndour in his attacker, his Urshifu, or the Umbreon Vmax if he's playing it with the Umbreon engine. We'll see here, and that will be 2 mulligans that I give my opponent, which is not quite good. If he is going first, it's not quite good to give him a lot of cards, because the more cards he has, the more probably the more good stuff we can give him, And we don't want to do that. No. And there it is. I got a Blissey into the active, so my opponent will take the 2 mulligans, and we will see here who goes first. And we do. So we want the coin flip. We top deck a Path to the Peak, which is pretty good. My opponent does not seem to have a Stadium in hand, which will be okay for now, but he has Crobat and Professor's Research that will, get him a couple of stuff, and then we just attach energy and pass. That's all we can do here. And the first thing that if we wouldn't have or had that Dunsparce in our hand, we would have just attached the capture energy, get the Dunsparce, because we are weak to fighting and we don't want to get snapped by or KO by it. So let's see how this works. My opponent playing Battle VIP pass. It's gonna get him quite. There's your Urshifu. There's his other Houndour. But there it is. Like I said, gonna get that Urshi ready to go. Ooh, and the next 3 cards were going to be VIP passes. Look at that. Yeah, pretty naughty. There it is, getting 2. Now, what we would need to draw, we have a 3-card hand, so if we do not, even though if we take a knockout here into the active, my opponent will be able to get himself 3 Houndours or Houndoons on the next turn, which is pretty good. It's a decent setup. That is what you want to see. Once you're playing the Urshifu engine, this is the perfect hand, to be honest. You always want to start with this hand. I tried VIP pass on my list when I was playing it, but it was a love and hate relationship, and out of the 5 rounds that I played with it, only 1 round I managed to get the VIP pass on my first turn, even though if I went second and I draw like multiple cards, I didn't see them. So yeah, and I also played with the Cramomatic too, just to guarantee it, but nope. And my opponent having a, he's just going to pass here. Uh, but our hand is looking saucy. Let's see if we get there. And we do. We get to discard that energy, and we're going to capture energy, probably getting ourselves another Blissey, because we are going to get body next turn. And then it'll be 3,670 damage, taking our first prize there. And we don't have no more. Our hand is looking pretty rough. This is one of the problems when you're playing the healing version of it, is that you might not get the cards that you are craving for. So pretty bad. If on our next turn, if my opponent doesn't manage to get the knockout here, on our next turn we need to find ourselves a supporter, or top deck a supporter. If we don't top deck it, it's gonna be pretty annoying, to be honest. There is energy attachment return. All he needs is a one more evolution instance, and he'll get there. Or he can just draw with those 7 cards, which is pretty good. There it is. Top deck. He didn't draw it, but the fact that he has, he also has. He needs to see with the evolution instance. He needs to see if he has another single strike energy in the deck, so that way he can evolve and then attach, and then get himself set up. And of course we're gonna be taking 180, 190, 200, 220 so far. 220, and if he does the single strike or roar, it'll be like two. I could be wrong. Mathematics are not always. It's not my forte. It's not my forte. But we know that Urshifu does 180, and he does have the energy in the deck, so he will be slapping us for 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240 in total. 240 damage, not taking the knockout here. But of course he can thin the hand a little bit, or he can just boss the other. No, he used research, so he can't use boss. So he will be slapping us with 240 damage here. We need to top deck a supporter. If we don't top deck a supporter, I don't think we will be able to win here. Oof, that's a pretty rough draw. Yeah, all we have is a capture energy in our hand, so we will be able to do 70 damage into that Urshifu, but that's about it. We can even heal, but there's no point in healing. I prefer to do 70 damage rather than nothing. And there it is. We get ourselves another Dunsper, just in case my opponent decides to go for them. 2 is better than 1. Now that we're gonna be doing 70 damage, all we need, to be honest, is hopefully we top deck a supporter next turn. That will be the best case scenarios here. But we're gonna slap our opponent for 70 damage. And let's see how it goes. We know he has boss disorders in hand, so he can just attach that other single strike energy to the active and attack. But if he will need to be able to switch to the bench and then back to the active, so that way he can reuse the attack, or just get himself the evolution for the Urshifu and just hit us for a beatdown, which will take a knockout here on our Pokemon. Ooh, but he will be retreating, promoting the Umbreon, and then earning those back, putting them into the Umbreon, which is pretty good. That is very good play. Now he can attach uh, the single strike energy per turn and still take the knockout here. Or if he wants to put us in a pickle, he can just target the one in the bench, but I think you want to get rid of the one with 2 energies, because if you do, we will not be doing, that much damage. But yeah, it was just a rough situation for us here. Hopefully we can top deck a supporter and have a good... No, but we don't. We still are in a pickle. Uh, but there it is. I will just slap my opponent for 40 damage, and that'll be it. And I'll pass. That's all we can do. Unfortunately, we have not been able to draw no supporters. All of what have we been drawing is just doo-doo. Like I said, all my opponent, we have 250, so he would not be able to knock us out. But he can just, if he finds himself another urn, he can just retreat with his Umbreon, promote the Urshifu, and then evolve it, hit us for 270. That will put him into 4 prices. And then after that, all he has to do is just set up another Urshi and win the game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is why I changed the list of the Blissey. Because the list that I'm playing right now is the Andrew Mahone. I think Andrew Mahone did a list. So I just copy and paste it and then play it. But then I saw a video with a Frosted Caribou. And she was playing the engine of Shinshino and Minshino. So look at that. Even though if he didn't Marnie us this turn, we would still be in a bad pickle. But my opponent can use the ability due to the stadium, which is pretty good. And then he will be slapping us with 220. Let's see if this lucky ice pop that we have here can do some good for us. And we top deck a Palpat. That is not quite good, but we have the lucky energy, which will give us a extra draw for us, and that is pretty sad. That tail failed on us, and we're just gonna be slapping our opponent for 3, 6, 9, 120, 130 damage into that Umbreon. But unfortunately, like I said, there's no point in healing. Well, we don't have no more healing stuff because all our healing, some of our healing, he puts them back at the bottom. But there it is. My opponent is ready. He can just take this knockout here, and even if I miraculously do something good, but right now it is pretty late, and if we do not, we top deck we got an extra card. We got the Pokegear, so that's pretty good. Pokegear hopefully gets us a boss's orders. In my opinion, with the boss's orders, probably we can just attack into the Urshifu, and that way he doesn't switch. Like if we leave the Umbreon in the active, he can just retreat, use the urn, put that into the Urshifu, and take the win. That's pretty much what he has to do. Yeah, and we couldn't. We found a supporter, but we didn't find the boss's orders, which is that's the one we needed it. But we got them late. But we're gonna be playing Senior's Resolve, drawing 6 new cards, which is pretty good. And in the process, discarding 2 more energies. And we got the Cape of Toughness. This is what we needed to be doing. This is what needed to happen. At the beginning of the round, not now, because right now we are extremely like behind. So there's no way we managed to do this. And even though if we take the knockout here, my opponent has 180, 190, 200, 210 HP, 200 damage, sorry, I think it is. But we won't be able to knock it out. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much game here, is because we're gonna be slapping that Umbreon for 40 damage and taking 3 more energies. But like I said, it's pretty much too late. And going back to the conversation, I saw Frosted Caribou playing it with Chinchino and the Melanie engine, and I tested it out. I haven't brought it into one of my local tournaments to test it out, but I will eventually do them. And there it is. That's GG for the game. Very good. And that's pretty much it. That will be it for the game, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a rough start. We didn't get ourselves the cards that we actually needed to at least stay alive for a little bit, and do the healing shenanigan and do all that cool stuff. But that's it for Blissey. This is the when Blissey does not work, because sometimes you can have excellent hands. Like one of my last videos of Blissey, I flipped 7 heads on a Lucky Ice Pop, which was pretty good going up against the Suicune, sorry. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, guys. Hit a like, subscribe, leave a constructive comment down below, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Let's see if we have more matchup here on the Fiji Fight Club, and I'll upload them, and you guys can enjoy more of the Fiji Fight Club. Peace out.